If you want to make pancakes from scratch, it's real easy and it's fun too. I'll teach you how to do it here real quick. One of the first things you want to do is make sure that you're not burning them. I like to use cast iron. Stainless steel is a good option. So you're going to want to dial in a flame that's not too big. And you'll know if the pan starts smoking that you're getting a little too hot. But that's one of the first key elements, is just getting your pans hot before you put the batter down. And in order to make some good batter, you're going to want some eggs. Farm fresh is always nice. We've got whole wheat flour that we grew and ground ourselves. This is corn flour that we grew and ground ourselves, and this is all purpose. Then here we've got some milk from a friend of ours and a little pinch of salt. I'm gonna put 3 eggs in there. If it's too runny, I'll just add a little bit more flour. And if it's too thick, I'm gonna add a little bit more milk. But you wanna definitely make sure to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder for every cup of flour that you have. That is one part that is very important. Another thing you're gonna wanna do is add a little bit of sugar to the wet ingredients. And I like to say like a tablespoon for every egg. And you also need to add a little oil. Sunflower oil is really good, otherwise vegetable oil. So you wanna get that nice and whisked up. A tablespoon of the baking powder, mix that in real quick. So now the key to this too is that you don't want to over stir, because the baking powder is going to make bubbles and you want to just get it mixed up good. You want to keep those bubbles intact because that's what's going to make your pancakes nice and fluffy. And it looks like I estimated a decent mixture. See that there's already some popping, and that's totally fine. I think I got it nice and mixed. Time to pour some. So when you're going to pour a cake, you want to make sure that the surface is nice and oiled. So I like to use butter. Otherwise, I'll show you how to make some vegan pancakes as well. And then you just use coconut oil. And if you're using cast iron, you want to make sure it's nice and smooth like this. Make sure it's nice and hot. It should sizzle when it hits. I'm going to bring the heat up a little bit because I was waiting for the batter to get done. And this batter will thicken up a little bit. You do see like a couple chunks that I didn't quite get stirred in all the way, but seeing how we've got whole wheat flour and like that corn flour, it kind of soaks up water a little bit over time. But they do look a little bit runny right now. But I'm not going to worry about it because they're going to still make good pancakes. And the thing is, you can have them a little thicker. Thicker batter is going to make a thicker pancake, where a thinner batter will make more of like a crepe. So another key to cooking up good pancakes is hitting them with oil right when you flip them. It's gonna be butter. And as far as knowing when to flip them, I use these bubbles as an indicator. When they pop and it takes a second for them to close up, that's when you know that the bottom's cooked good enough. Otherwise, you'll see them around the edge start to turn like a little bit dry, and you know you waited a little bit too long. And the whole time right now, I'm just adjusting the heat. You always wanna adjust small, don't adjust too much too fast. Especially if you're cooking stainless steel, that's gonna go through a lot faster. That's pretty good for the first one. So those are grits, and otherwise known as polenta if you would let that set up. Just remembered to put the butter down, and it's gonna melt in there real good, seeing how the pancakes are so hot. So I'm spreading the oil back out again, make sure that it's ready for another pancake to go down so it won't stick, and the other pancake's ready to come off. Notice it's plenty hot because it was just starting to steam and smoke. You got to make sure to get another pancake on there quick. That one's a little big. Another little trick is to cover these with a lid, like a lid to a pot, and if it's got like a little depth to it, that helps too. Now these will stay hot a little longer with that lid on there. And when it comes to flipping them, start with smaller ones. This one's pretty big. Now that you've seen what that is, maybe you're feeling a little more confident to try it at home. I'm hoping so, because, the stuff that you buy at the store has got all those preservatives in it. You could always add protein powder to this, little chunks of banana. You can throw in fruit, sprinkle a little bit of apples, and like throw some walnuts on there. That is amazing. There's all sorts of ways to spice them up a little bit. We like to put jam on them once they're done. Otherwise, sometimes apple syrup if we've got it, grape syrup, Concord grape jelly, the goods. Of course, it's real nice that we can use up our flour for this, so we end up eating pancakes quite a bit. Plus this year we ended up canning probably at least 5 gallons of jam. So now I got a good reason to make them every time, as long as we got coconut oil or butter. And it's nice, our neighbor gives us eggs until our chickens are ready. There we go. We got another friend who gives us that milk now. So it's just real good to connect with people because you can't do it all yourself. You can buy these things at the farmer's market. Go out and find a farmer, you know. I'm sure if somebody's looking to sell it, they're hoping to meet you too. And we unfortunately don't sell a lot of stuff right now because we're just trying to dial in what our own needs are. But at the same time, we do have surpluses, so be on the lookout for other ways to support the farm. We do have Hidden Grove soap available. But yeah, we're hopefully gonna integrate into maybe, hey, who knows, maybe pancake mix, maybe some cornbread mix, small batch stuff. But be on the lookout for stuff to come from the farm because maybe over time there'll be jams to sell. Otherwise, come on out and help us make some jam, help us make some apple syrup, and go home with some. Especially in the case of like blackberries, there's more than we can use. So by all means, get in touch. I like to kind of make a little taco with grits, a little bit of sausage, some egg as well. The key here is to get jam right on the sausage. It's a southern thing, but sausage and jam goes good together. It gets a little messy, but if you can handle it, it's worth trying.